Get ready for University of Georgia basketball.
Dogs play here. It is going to happen here in Georgia.
He is good. He muscled it in through two tech defenders.
I'm committed to helping make that happen.
Good old Nets. My goodness. Blue Kane strokes it from the right corner.
Go Dogs.
Showtime. One-handed strike. Oh, yeah. Got the bounce off the rim and the glass in it ball. Georgia will win it. How about them Dogs?
The Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome to live play-by-play coverage of Dogs basketball. Georgia basketball is brought to you by Piedmont Healthcare, the official healthcare provider of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, alongside Chuck Dowdle, let's go courtside and join the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
All right, let's give you the starting lineups fueled by Citgo Triclean Gasoline. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Georgia, 14-2 overall, 2-1 in the SEC. Coach Mike White in his fourth season, his starting five tonight. Blue Kane, a 6'5 junior guard from Knoxville, Tennessee. Jordan Ross, a 6'3 junior guard from Pleasant Grove, Utah. Jeremiah Wilkinson, a 6'1 sophomore guard from Powder Springs, Georgia. Cannon Catchings, a 6'9 sophomore forward from Brownsburg, Indiana. And Somto Surreal, a 6'11 sophomore center from Nigeria. Ole Miss, coached by Chris Beard in his third season in Oxford, has a record of 9-7, 1-2 in the SEC. His starting five will be Ilias Kamerdine, a 6'5 senior guard from France. Eduardo Klafke, a 6'5 sophomore guard from Brazil. Patton Pinkins, a 6'5 freshman guard from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Malik Dia, 6'9 senior forward from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And James Scott, a 6'10 junior forward from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Those are the lineups, keys to the game, and the tip next on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Dogs and Rebels on the way, as are our keys to the game, driven by the Ford F-150. Check it out at your official local Ford dealer today. The Ford F-150 is the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. Before we get to that, however, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Ford keys to the game. Here's Chuck Dowdle with them.
Scott, well, listen, one of the first things is obvious, and that is all season long, we have not had a Dog fan leave Stegman Coliseum disappointed after a game, and we want to keep it that way tonight. Protect this home floor no matter what, and keep stealing them on the road like we did at South Carolina. Secondly, here's an oddity. Blue Kane has not had a three. He's a great three-point shooter for us. Has been for 2 years. Hasn't had a three since we started league play. And this now the fourth game into league play. He's been 0 for 11. Let's get Blue going from behind the arc. And then finally, Ole Miss dead last in defensive rebounding. We're going to get second chance opportunities. Take advantage of them.
Bart Lennox, one of the referees, with the toss and the tip, controlled by Malik Dia and Ole Miss, and we are underway here in Athens. Rebels' first offensive touch. They're in their Ole Miss red with white numbers and lettering, a little bit of blue trim. Georgia in the home white uniforms, black trim, black numbers, and black letters. Ole Miss basketball, Klafke, jumper in the circle off the front of the rim, rebound in the far corner, chased down by Somto.
That was one of those long twos that Mike White was telling you about that they liked.
Dogs first possession. Here's Cannon Catchings off a 20-point game, and what a start tonight.
Yeah.
3-ball from the left wing, a Scana Energy 3.
I like that much better than a long 2. Particularly when the 2 was missed, the 3 was made.
Dogs with Ross to Blue, fakes the 3, drives to the circle, gives it back to Ross, right of the lane. He wrestles it away from 2 Ole Miss players. Wilkinson's 3 in the corner is no good. Rebound held for a minute by Georgia. Ole Miss took it away. The Dogs steal it back and take it to the rack. Missed the lay-in. Ball is loose, high off the floor, picked up by Kane. Delivers to Somto, jams it with one hand.
Well, that was taking advantage of the fact that Ole Miss is dead last in defensive rebounding when we punished them for it.
Well, the students like that early, getting into it with a Somto one-handed dunk. 5-5 our score. Ole Miss with the ball. They up the wing to Ross. He surveys the court. Feeds it to Catchings. Crossover dribble. Cannon inside the arc. Spins on the block. Forces it up. Off the rim. No good. Offensive rebound, I think. Yes, Somto. Pump fake. And a dunk. Oh, he rattled the rim. And the whole darn basket support, as a matter of fact. 7-7.
And that's, we lead the nation with like 25% of our shots being dunks.
Somto 2 for 2 tonight. He was 8 for 8 against South Carolina on Saturday. Half court, he'll hand it back to Ross. The St. Mary's transfer, dribbles with the left hand over to Smurf. Back to Ross with 10 to shoot. Ross dribbles to his right, overhead to Smurf. Here comes a 3. Get in there. Yeah! 3 by Smurf Milliner. Scana Energy 3 gets us off the schneid into the scoring drought, Chuck.
Gets the top off that thing. It's clearly affecting us.
Right all the way to the backboard. Underhand layup attempt. No good. Rebound Catchings. Quick fire to Wilkinson for 3. Rips it straight away. Scana Energy 3. Jeremiah Wilkinson for his first points of the game.
Oh, we needed that. And we need number 5 to break out here.
In the worst way. Third 3 of the half for Georgia. High lob to Somto inside the arc on the near side of the floor. Give it back to Ross. Jordan with a left-hand dribble drive. Scoop layup good from the left side. Jordan with his first basket of the game. 22-15. Ole Miss in front.
Just went flying out of bounds to bat that back in right into the hands of Dylan James.
Wilkinson for 3. With the left-hander rips it. And he taps the floor for good luck. Jeremiah Wilkinson with his second 3 of the game. And it's 24-20 now. The Dogs within 4. Caught on the right baseline by Smurf. It plopped right in his hands. Nowhere near the rim. Smurf. Hold to Somto. Flies on the baseline and rattles the rim. Two-handed dunk by Somto for real. Ole Miss has to call a time.
And the basket needs to break. The timeout is to give that basket a little reprieve.
It's got to catch its breath. 30-second timeout. Checked in. Comardine, one way then the other. Jump hook in the paint. Off the front of the rim, won't go. Smurf got the rebound. Penetrates. Kick out. Up the wing. Wilkinson for 3. Good. Ripped another one. Jeremiah with his third triple of the game. We're tied at 26.
Nice little comeback by the Dogs. Down 10. Now all even here with 4:38 to play in the half.
Thought we were going to have a roof explosion there after he missed it. We were going to get the rebound. Didn't happen. Wilkinson rips another 3. Right wing slot right over the Ole Miss defender.
Let's get the spoon out and feed him.
We've been waiting on this for a few games. 12 points for Georgia's leading scorer this season. Wilkinson averages right at 17. He's got 12 tonight, and the Dogs lead at 29-28.
Down in time to almost block it.
Jordan Ross back on the floor to Catchings. Here comes a 3 right corner. Good. Knocked it down right in front of the Ole Miss bench. Cannon Catchings with his second cannonball of the game. He's got 7. 32-30. Dogs by 2. They're good. Pinkins, the freshman whose dad's an assistant coach on the team. Oh, Bailey with a deep NBA range three left wing.
He
for
let
the
that go
Dogs.
from a long way away.
Well, that's good to see. His first basket of the game. It's raining threes for the Dogs. We've got 8.5. Georgia by 3, 35-32. First basket of the game for him. Wilkinson feeling it on the other end. Strokes home another three. He's ripping them left and right. His 5th of the half.
This is fun to watch.
15.5 for Jeremiah Wilkinson. Dogs by 4. Minute 47 to go first half. It's by 5. Trying to tack on a few more points before halftime. Wilkinson attacks. Left-hand dribble to the rack. Lay in short off the glass. Rebound, Ole Miss. 3, 2, 1. Will they pull up a shot? Yeah, they will. And off the backboard and the rim on chest desperation 3 at the end of the half, but it's no good.
Well, I'll tell you what, Scott, I'm still impressed with the Dogs. They were down 10 with 10 minutes to play in that half. And in that final 10 minutes, they made up the 10 that they were down and then tacked on an additional 5 to take a 5-point lead into the locker room.
9 first half threes for the Dogs. 9 of 18. Jeremiah Wilkinson has 5 of those. Wow. What a half for Jeremiah. 15 points for the Bulldogs sophomore from Powder Springs. Dogs lead at intermission. It's Georgia 40, Ole Miss 35. Coming up next, it's Matt Schweikert in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. Piedmont Healthcare offers you exceptional, hassle-free care closer to home. Piedmont, the official healthcare provider of UGA Athletics. And again, your halftime score at Stegman Coliseum here in Athens. It's Georgia 40, Ole Miss 35 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Minutes here in the second yet. Wilkinson has the ball on the logo, dribbles to his left. Sends it into the corner to Ross for a 3. Good, he ripped it from the right corner. Santa Energy 3, Jordan Ross. That's his first of the game, our second of the half, and our 11th of the contest.
Out of the way.
Perry to throw it in. Dylan James guarding. And Pinkins has to sprint back to the baseline left to take the inbounds pass. There's a steal at half court. Wilkinson, a little shoot time! Two-handed dunk. Jeremiah Wilkinson, 54-50 Dogs. Wilkinson now with 20. Ole Miss with the ball. Perry can. 54-53. Dogs by 1 with the ball. Absent flips it to Smurf in the corner. Dribbles it out of trouble. Finds Bailey. No looks it back to Millender. Smurf, left-hand dribble, drives against Storr. Ball rolls off his body. He recovers. 3 to shoot to Absent inside. Muscles it up and in. No foul.
You're kidding me.
But he
That had
made
to
the
be a
bucket.
foul.
Whistles were swallowed on that play. Georgia by 3. Second on Pinkins in the ball game. Smurf, high lob, entry pass to Absent. Give it back to Millender. Smurf one-hands it to Dylan James on the block, and he turns and lays it up. Dylan with his first basket of the game puts Georgia ahead by 2, 58-56. A.J. Storr with 15, second 3 of the half. And Ole Miss takes the lead, 59-58. Georgia for 3. Right side, Smurf. It's good. Well, that lead for Ole Miss was short-lived. Georgia now by 2, 61-59.
Thank goodness.
Second 3 of the game for Smurf. Reset. Right-hand dribble, tries to drive on Jiffa. To Catchings. Back to Smurf with 6 to shoot. Head to key. Drive, step back, long, 2, good! And it climbed over the net, or over the rim and into the net. He had both feet kind of on that three-point line. It was definitely a two-point shot, and now Smurf with a foul on the backcourt from Santo. Feeds Blue in the corner. When he hit pass up the wing, we rotate to Wilkinson. Jeremiah with 20 points. Not looking for more here. Bounces it to Smurf in the corner. Sidestep left. Hits a 3, good! Well, the fans on the side court there knew it. They were already standing, raising their arms.
Well, they had the best view.
They knew that 3 was coming, and it was going in, and it did. 66-61 after the Smurf 3. Free throw. He's a left-handed shooter. Transfer from High Point. Spent the last 2 years there in the North Carolina school. And he hits both foul shots.
And we now have a 7-minute and 39-second game.
Tied at 68. Dogs ball 3. It's not tied anymore. Was that Smurf or Wilkinson?
That was Jeremiah Wilkinson.
Wilkinson with his 6th three-pointer of the game. He's got 25 points tonight. 71-68 Georgia. 7:20 to go in the contest. Ole Miss has possession. Second foul shot also good. 19 in the game for him. Ole Miss by 2, 75-73. Trying to come on the road and steal one from the Dogs. Georgia not done yet. Catchings dribbles on the wing. Up the wing it goes to Wilkinson. Jeremiah down the lane. Layup good. The seas parted it. The lane was wide open, Chuck.
Well, he faked the parting of the sea. He made such a good fake. Everybody went one way. He went the other.
We're tied at 75. Jeremiah's got 27 tonight. 5:22, 5:21 to play.
Well, let's get a stop.
Chest mistimes his jump, and they botch the alley-oop lob. Dogs rebound. Smurf for 3 on the left end. Won't go. Catchings rebound. And a dunk. And a foul. In the front court with a 1-point lead. Clock moving at 4:14, 4:13 now. Catchings hops, takes the basketball, dribbles to the foul line, extended right side, steps back, and knocks down a long 2-pointer. Catchings now with 14. The Dogs lead by 3. Dogs lead by 1. And Georgia to inbound the basketball. Have to bring it up the length of the floor. Smurf feeds it into Ross. And Ross will trot his way into the front court, right to left. Less than a minute to go. Georgia with a 1-point lead. Ross, one-handed pass to Wilkinson. Left-hand dribble away from the body. Layup good! And the foul!
That was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Why would you goaltend? Oh, my goodness.
Dogs, 48.4 seconds to go. Ball's in the air. Free throw's good, all net. 32 points for Jeremiah Wilkinson tonight. Dogs have a 4-point lead, 45 seconds. Ole Miss ball. Students starting to make some noise. Even the season ticket holders behind us are coming out. Somto surreal. Are they calling for a? They're calling for a goaltend there.
They must have, because they gave the basket didn't go in, and they've given them 2 points.
Yeah, he blocked the shot, or he deflected the shot, but I think it came off the glass when he hit it. And they quickly call 2 points for Ole Miss. So it's 87-85. Georgia by 2 with 34 seconds to go. And that down to the wire finish that we were talking about. Wilkinson has it. Guarded by Jiffa out front. Now he's double teamed. He's going to drive and attack. Lay in, won't go. Rebound. Oh, Georgia came up short. Ole Miss has it. And they've got numbers stored in the rack, and we're tied on the lay-in. 87-87. Georgia has it. 17 seconds to go. Shot clock is off.
No timeout.
Smurfs letting it roll in the backcourt. Now he picks it up. The clock begins to tick. Dogs are going to play it out, apparently. 13 seconds to go. 10, Smurf into the paint. Double team there. Needs some help. Needs some help. He's surrounded. Back to Ross for a 3 with 2 seconds to go. No good. Tap in won't go off the glass. We're tied and going to overtime.
I was afraid of that.
87-87. 5 minutes on the clock. We'll play 5 more minutes here in Athens tonight. Georgia and Ole Miss are tied at 87. As we go to overtime, we'll take a quick timeout and back to Stegeman Coliseum right after this on the Bulldog Sports Network. Going to overtime here in Athens tonight. Georgia 87 and Ole Miss 87. Well, we played overtime against Auburn in the SEC opener. The Dogs won that one 104-100. We had an overtime loss to Clemson in Charleston back in November, 97-94. So overtime game number 3 for the Bulldogs this season. And they'll go to the center circle and jump it off. Somto Surreal ready to jump for Georgia. And he's got 4 fouls, remember. And Corey Chest at 6'8" will be in the center circle for Ole Miss. There's the toss and the tap controlled by Ole Miss. And here we go. 87 all. Commerdine works to the right. Ole Miss with the first overtime possession. Store, step back deep in the range three. Hits the rim, no good. Catching, one-handed rebound. Mike White saying, push it up the floor. Let's go, let's go. Catching's on the dribble. Being chased and now double teamed. Skips it to Somto. Just left of the circle. He feeds it back to Smurf. Millender weaves through traffic into the paint to Ross in the corner. Here comes the three. It's short. Woo. Rebound, Ole Miss. Ross, a 33% three-point shooter this season. Commerdine, jump pass into the corner for Ole Miss. Neither team has scored yet here in the overtime. We're still tied at 87. Store with the dribble. Step back, long two in the circle. Back of the rim, and no good. Ross with the rebound. Outlet on the far sideline to Wilkinson, who's got 32 points tonight. Feeds it back to Ross. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Jordan Ross is holding it. Guarded by Pinkins, but not real tight. Feeds it up to Wilkinson. Backdoor feed now to Ross. Beautiful pass, Wilkinson. Lay-in by Ross is good. He just fireballed it right under the bucket from about 35 feet.
That was a great pass, but a good look.
89-87, Dogs go in front. 3:23 in overtime. Ole Miss with the basketball. Commerdine. Wilkinson goes for the steal, can't get it. Commerdine curls around, fires a three, won't go. Somto with a rebound. One of the back officials calls a foul on Somto, a push, and that's it for Somto.
Oh my God.
That's his fifth. He's just fouled out of the game.
Somto has a word for the official as he walks out.
It's his fifth disqualification this season. And that includes one for a flagrant 2 foul down in Gainesville. So 2 shots for Corey Chess now as Somto is fouled out of the game here in overtime with Georgia leading by 2. Chess at the free throw line, just a 45% foul shooter, but number 1 is up and in. That's his 6th make in 12 ties. So 1 free throw, and he improved 5% on his shooting. Second one is on the way. He knocks them both down. Not bad for 45%. He beat the odds.
That's the guy who won at the line, yeah.
We approach 3 minutes to go. We're deadlocked in overtime. Wilkinson holds on the logo. Dylan James is in the game now. Somto's gone. He fouled out. Wilkinson, deep three, won't go. And a foul on Ole Miss on the rebound. And they got Keza Jiffa that time, the 6'1" guard.
Who's going to the line? Is it Cannon?
James.
Oh, it's Dylan James. Okay.
2 shots for Dylan. Ole Miss has got 3 guys with 4 fouls at the moment. Tied at 89. Dylan at the line. Free throw number 1. Good. (90-89), and Georgia wants a timeout. So Dylan will have to wait to shoot his second. 30-second timeout. We keep it here. Well, we can take the break. Let's take the break. I think they're going to turn this into a full timeout. All right, we'll take the break with them. We're in overtime in Athens. Georgia 90, Ole Miss 89 with 2:57 to go. We'll come back right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Georgia has a 1-point lead over Ole Miss. We are in overtime here at Bulldogs Stegman Coliseum tonight. SEC game number 4. The Dogs are trying to scratch their way to a 3rd victory in conference play, but it is not easy at all. Dylan James on the foul line with 1 more free throw to go, and Mike White wanted a timeout before he shot the second one.
And Scott, what's been rather unusual is a guy that has put us on his back and carried us so often, Blue Cane, was not on the floor the final 3 minutes and 50 seconds of regulation, and has only been on the floor for 12 seconds since that time.
Kane with 3 points tonight, 0 for 7 from the field. He's missed all 4 of his three-point attempts. 4 rebounds in the game and 3 out of 4 from the foul line. But as Chuck pointed out, not on the floor here late. Santo has fouled out, so he won't be on the floor the rest of the game. And the Dogs have a 1-point lead with another free throw to go and 2:57 remaining in overtime. Ross is in foul trouble for Georgia. He has 4. Chest, Storr, and Comardine all have 4 for Ole Miss. Storr's their leading scorer, and he's got 25. Wilkinson, the leading scorer for the Dogs tonight, with 32 points on 9 of 18 shooting and a career-high matching 6 3-pointers in the game. All right, Dillon back on the line. He's ready to go as soon as they turn him loose. James tonight, 5 points, 3 for 5 from the line. Try to improve those numbers right here and give the Dogs a 2-point lead. Free throw, good. Stepped up there and drilled it right through the heart.
He's hit 4 big free throws down the stretch for us here. That's
Dogs 91, Rebels 89. Overtime with 2:50 to play. Storr has the handle for Ole Miss on the wing. Runs into a double team inside the arc. Feeds it back to Jiffa. Jiffa with a left-hand dribble. Backs up between the circles. Now, left of the lane line. Feeds it into Chest. He slides in the paint. Fade away 2 right in front of the basket. Hit the back of the rim. No good. Rebound, Dogs. Georgia with a chance to go up by 2 possessions here if we can convert. 2:20 to play in overtime. Ross with a slow left-handed dribble on the wing. Now on the baseline. Into the paint. Picks up his dribble. Lobs back towards half court to Wilkinson. 8 to shoot. Jeremiah attacks down the lane and tried to shoot or send it to James, and Ole Miss just reached up there and stole the ball, and then the Dogs foul. Dylan James called for the foul. That's his first. And both teams in the double bonus, so 2 free throws coming for Ole Miss and a chance to tie it down on the right end of the floor. And Wilkinson kind of stubborn on that drive, wasn't he, Chuck? Driving
he really was.
Right into a double and then eventually a triple team.
Triple team and still tried to put it up there.
Jiffa at the line shooting a pair for Ole Miss. Free throw number 1 is good. Keza Jiffa, 6'1", 175, 81% free throw shooter. And a transfer from High Point after the last 2 years. He's a left-hander, and he knocks down both foul shots to tie it at 91. 2 minutes to go in overtime here in Athens.
I'm thinking Doug Show's worked double overtime last night in Knoxville.
Catchings for 3. Good!
How about that?
Cannon Catchings with a big 3 from the left wing. Catchings with 17 points. 94-91 Dogs. Ole Miss called for a travel on Storr in the lane.
He did. He planted the pivot foot, but then he dragged it. He dragged it because I think he was trying to look for a pass, to make a pass, trying to look around the defender, and he dragged that pivot foot. I mean, that's basic basketball, easy for an official. Easy call for an official.
Dogs by 3 with the ball and 93 seconds to go in overtime. Smurf with a slow right-hand dribble high on the left wing. Gets a screen from James. He rolls. Feed Catchings on the wing. He moves to his left and gives it back to Smurf. 10 on the shot clock. Millender takes a peek at the clock, looks at the sideline. Deep 3! Wow, no good. Rebound. James fights for it. Ole Miss going to get it. Jiffa on the full run. 1 against 3. Oh, and a touch foul. In the Ole Miss front court on Jeremiah, I think. They got Wilkinson for the foul. That's his second. And 2 shots coming from Rebels. Stops the clock with 69 seconds to go in overtime. And Jiffa back on the line. 94-91. Dogs by 3. Ole Miss shooting free throws. Number 1, good. Tiffa perfect tonight from the line. He's 5 for 5.
He is perfect. I mean, he has not missed all night.
The left-hander now 6 for 6. You were trying. It's a 1-point Georgia lead, 94-93. Clock ticking to 107. 106, we're in overtime. Georgia has the ball and a 1-point lead. Ross on the dribble. On the near side. Gets a screen from James. Mike White wants a timeout. Georgia calls time.
I think the crowd had to call it for him. The official, he was standing there telling the official, and the crowd finally stood up and, hey, he wants a timeout.
Dogs will use the 30. We'll keep it right here. 57.3 seconds to go. 18 on the shot clock for the Dogs. We're in overtime after finishing regulation tied at 87. Santos Surreal has fouled out of the game. Jeremiah Wilkinson has 32 points as Georgia's leading scorer. A.J. Storr, the top scorer for the Rebels. 1 of 5 in double figures for them. He's got 25 tonight after he scored 26 on Saturday in their win over Missouri.
Well, at this point, what I'd like to see is Georgia not run the clock down. You know, but go ahead and attack the basket, see if they can pick up a fifth foul on one of their players, but at least draw a foul and get to the line.
Dogs with Ross and Wilkinson, Millender, Catchings, and James are 5 on the floor. Ross has 4 fouls, trying to inbound the ball. Just beats the 5 count, zips it into Smurf, who jumps over the timeline. Had gone into backcourt, but came back closer to the ball to take the inbound feed. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Ross curls down the lane, and his layup attempt is blocked by Corey Chest, who will then deliver a little trash talk to Jordan Ross. He knocked it out of bounds on the block. 4.2 seconds for Georgia on the shot clock. Smurf to inbound. Well, we don't have Santo to throw it into the lane to on the out-of-bounds play. Catchings curled into the corner. We give it to James. 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Smurf launches a 3. Oh, side iron rebound. Ole Miss. 36 seconds to go in overtime. Georgia by 1, 94-93. Ole Miss has the ball in the front court. Comerdine gets a screen from Chest. Dribbles with the left hand, now the right. Picked up by James. Into the circle. Feed it back to Storr. Leans in for a deep 3. NBA range is no good. And the rebound is touched out by Georgia. It'll be Ole Miss ball. 18.7 seconds to go. Dogs bench checking to see if they challenge the call, but they don't. Ole Miss is going to have possession.
And Ole Miss wants timeout.
Now the officials are saying, hang on, nice. Man, I don't want a timeout. I didn't want a timeout. Bart Lennox gave him a time, and then they wave it off.
Was that the goal Kirby Smart? I was just...
I don't know. Kirby's across the way at courtside seats if you want to go ask him. All right, Ole Miss ball, 18.7 seconds remaining in overtime. And Georgia leads by 1. Catchings jumping up and down on the inbound. And now Ole Miss will use a timeout as they couldn't get it in, and Chris Beard got a little antsy and called a time right as they were delivering the ball inbounds.
And he called a 30.
.7 seconds to go. Overtime. Georgia 94. Ole Miss 93.
Yeah, he may have thought he was just clapping, you know.
Again, if you want to go ask to get a definitive answer.
He would know, wouldn't he? And he had a good view from over there on the courtside seats.
So Ole Miss burns a 30-second timeout here. Shot clock is off with 18.7 seconds remaining in overtime. And Georgia leading by 1 Ole Measley point. Oh, my goodness. You know, we said after the Auburn game, we only have 17 more of these. And that was an overtime 4-point win. And I mean,
yeah, that was
every game is like this, it would seem. Now, Florida certainly wasn't like this, but everything else is just nail-biter, white-knuckle ride. Ole Miss throws it into Storr underneath the basket, and he lays it up and in with 17 seconds. They just threw it right into Storr. He had position right under the basket, and they've taken a 1-point lead. Millender attacks for Georgia. Throws it up.
Draws a foul.
The spin off the glass.
Beautiful
Rolls the
play.
opposite way on the layup attempt, but he got fouled. And 2 shots for Smurf. And Comerdine is fouled out of the game for Ole Miss. So 10.2 to go. Dogs down a point. And Smurf going to the line for 2 free throws in the double bonus in overtime.
My goodness, Scott.
Store with that bucket on the other end. Now with 27 points in the game for Ole Miss.
This game now 2 hours and 25 minutes old. And it seems, so help me, like we started sometime yesterday. There's been so much drama down this
If we go to more overtimes, you might be able to say that in just a little bit. Smurf to the line. 2 shots coming. He makes them both. The Dogs will be in front. Millender at 85%, almost 86 at the line this season. Free throw number 1, no good. Hits the back of the rim.
Well,
now we need this one to tie the game. Smurf walks away from the line. Gathers himself once again. Shrugs his shoulders. Deep breath, ready for the ball. He can tie it here. The right-hander delivers. Free throw, good. We're tied at 95. Ole Miss has got the ball. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Chippa over the line. Gives it back to Store. Store spins, shoots, 2-pointer. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound tapped up. Ole Miss hits it at the horn.
was that good?
Pinkins. Yeah, I think so. They're going to review it. Ole Miss is celebrating.
Previous shot is under review.
Like they won the national championship. Coaches are trying to get them back on their side of the floor. They just did a lap around the court here at Stegman.
No.
Pinkins got the rebound and put it back up and in. It looks like with either a 10th or 2/10 of a second remaining in overtime when it went through the hoop. And it looks like Ole Miss has won, at least looking at that quick replay up on the video board. 97-95. Looks like it's going to be the final as the Rebels win it. Still waiting on the official word from the referees down to our right as they're reviewing the play. Ole Miss got that last rebound and put it back up and in after missing the original shot.
After review, the goal counts. Ball game.
Ole Miss a winner, 97-95 in overtime. So they break the Dogs' hearts here at Stegman Coliseum tonight. Georgia with the loss now 14-3, 2-2 in league play. Ole Miss also 2-2 in the SEC, and they win their 10th game of the year, now 10-7. Ole Miss a winner in overtime, 97-95. We'll get our Regions locker room report underway right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Dogs do the improbable, the unthinkable, the unbelievable. They beat Arkansas and go wire to wire to win the SEC tournament.